All right. All right. The Utah Jazz look better. It's the Hoops Nerd postgame show. Okay, before we get started, I just wanted to remind everyone, if you're new here, to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps it grow. And if you're a subscriber, hit the bell so you know when we go live. Where do I point? Right here. That's where I point. All right, let's talk about the Hawks before we talk about the Jazz. The Hawks are one of my favorite teams. It's funny, when Trae Young first came out, you know, the whole thing with Luka Doncic and the trade, I think everyone was kind of skeptical of Trae and could he be really that good? And he's really lived up to everything that the Hawks wanted. Would you rather have Luka Doncic or Trae Young? At this point, honestly, you could argue the Hawks have had more success, so who cares? At this point, you just got to appreciate who Trae Young is, and he is just special and impressive, and tonight he really showed kind of what makes him so good. The Hawks came into this game, they were missing two of their best players. They were missing Bogdanovic and DeAndre Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter, he's that guy for them that if he can kind of figure things out, he's the guy that could be that number two guy, that Scottie Pippen for them, that could possibly be the thing that gets them over the hump and into the finals for Atlanta. They have so much talent on this team, and we talked about it the last time they played. There's just so many positive, plus players on this team. You guys all know that I love John Collins. John Collins is one of my favorite players. Tonight, he only had 7 points. He was 3 for 11 from the field. Not a great night for him, but so maybe they'll trade him to the Jazz. Maybe they don't like him anymore. Come on, Hawks fans. Tell your GM to trade him to the Jazz, okay? Because I would like John Collins on the Utah Jazz. Let's see. And then obviously Trae Young. Kevin Huerter had a monster night tonight, honestly. He was 11 for 18 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3. Nice. And that was for 28 points. He was just lights out from the three-point line. He was amazing. Clint Capella, he's one of those guys that I think has had a bit of an off year for them. I'm kind of trying to figure out what is up with the Hawks this year and why they're not quite as good as they were last year. I think it's almost one of those things where they got so many cooks in the kitchen, they've got to figure out how to make everything work. You had Cam Reddish, who's shown moments in the playoffs and after the fact, and you've got DeAndre Hunter, who's trying to figure things out now, although he's not playing tonight, obviously, but so lots of talent on this team. They still got to figure out how to make those pieces cohesive. They haven't figured it out yet. I think they will. Trae Young's one of those players that I think is being affected a tiny bit by the rule changes. Tonight, 2 free throw attempts for Trae Young. And he used to just kind of thrive off of manufacturing fouls and getting to the line, and so he's going to have to adjust his game. But tonight, he 100% did, and that's what's impressive about Trae Young, is he's finding ways to be just the same impactful star that he is. 27 points tonight, 5 for 11 from 3, and those were like tough threes. Step back threes over defenders. Impressive stuff from Trae Young. I actually kind of chalked this one up a little bit. I mean, the Jazz played really well, but they didn't have to deal with DeAndre Hunter, who's really good. And so if I'm a Hawks fan, I'm not too bummed about tonight because you're missing 2 key guys. So Hunter and Bogdanovic don't play, and they're really good. So not a lot else to say about the Hawks. Trae Young is great. Capella, when he's playing at full steam, is really, really good. They're a fun team to watch, and I love Trae Young's attitude. That New York Knicks Hawks series is one of the most fun series we've seen in a while. So I'm a big Trae Young fan, big Hawks fan. They're fun to watch. Nothing else to say. All right, let's talk about the Utah Jazz. A lot to be happy about, honestly. Tonight was one of those nights, and obviously what we do on this channel is we overreact a lot, but what we're going to do is be happy because there were some things to be really happy about. There's a few things to be a little concerned about, things we've already been talking about, but there's things to be happy about. Tonight, Jazz fans, you saw another nice night from Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson shoots 44% from 3 tonight, and it's no coincidence the Jazz offense looked great. It's really hard the last 2 games where Clarkson's shot wasn't falling. It's hard to win when you're one of the guys taking a ton of shots for you is going like 1 for 7 from 3 and like 1 for 11 from the field. So Jordan Clarkson tonight has a nice bounce back night. 6 for 12 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3. He played some nice defense. He had like that one steal. They should have marked him down for a steal. I don't know why he doesn't get credit because he earned it. One assist, that one nice assist to Hassan Whiteside, which was pretty, but the 3 rebounds, 16 points, plus 14 for Clarkson. That's what the Jazz need. They need Clarkson to be efficient. When he's efficient, this Jazz team is incredible offensively. Just fantastic. How do you beat the Jazz? How do you stop the Jazz offense when Jordan Clarkson is shooting like this, making these shots? And the things I love the most, too, is with Clarkson is when he's getting into the lane. Tonight, like we said, 50% from the field. So he had a 50-44, and he didn't take a free throw. So 50-40-90 night or whatever for Jordan Clarkson. Really nice. When he's doing that, the Jazz have an incredible offense. Now, defensively, question marks still. There just are. But there are some things that I'm actually pretty excited about defensively that we're going to talk about. But I wanted to give JC his flowers, all right? Because he was awesome tonight. Jordan Besserell, the GOAT Jordan Besserell. Jazz need to make hay with this long homestand. Yes, they do. Jace Garner, glad our threes finally started falling. Yes, it wasn't a surprise because, yeah, Steve Lorscher, solid EF. Jorge Arizaga, hey, Jorge's here. Totally right, James. We got to support our guys. Still, Gay will make us better. Yes, that actually is something I'm really excited to see. Let's see, Jordan Besserell. Ingles still looks tired and slow. He can't be around after the trade deadline. Yes. We're going to talk about that. And you are exactly right, Jordan. Although in terms of trade deadline, I don't know what's going to happen. Steve Lorscher, nice job by the whole bench. Got the points they needed. Yes. Jace Garner, first game we've shot above 40% from 3 this season so far, I believe. That is, let's see if he's right. Oh, 39.5. But you know what? You get credit. That's correct. We'll round up, Jace. We'll round up. You were correct. Jace is right. Spirit of the law, right? Okay, so the nice thing we saw is that Jordan Clarkson comes back because, guys, his three-point percentage was putrid. I wrote the game thread for SLC Dunk. By the way, if you're SLC Dunk podcast listener, please rate and review. I would appreciate it. But anyways, shooting like before tonight, 21% from 3. And if you took out the last game against the Hawks, it was like 19%. So the Jazz need Jordan Clarkson to have more nights like tonight, 100%. Because if they have nights like tonight, then they are, incredible. And so that's just big time. But you know who I wanted to talk about tonight? And we'll talk about some of the cons. But this is one of the best games that I've ever seen Donovan Mitchell play. Donovan Mitchell was amazing tonight. Amazing. If you're not a League Pass person, if you don't have DVR, this game is worth the whatever it is, $3 to $7 or whatever it costs to buy a game so you can go watch it. This is one of them because Donovan Mitchell did everything right tonight. It was, I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to get verklempt over this because he was doing the things that we've always dreamed of that can get him to that next step as a playmaker. He was unbelievable. And what I'm talking about is what happened during this game is multiple times the Hawks were double teaming Donovan. And in the past, that's worked. That's been a strategy that has kind of worked against Donovan Mitchell before, because Donovan is so he knows he's one of the fastest guys on the floor. He knows he can blow by anybody. So when he gets 2 guys on him, or he gets like a Ben Simmons or like a high-level defender on him, he wants to beat them. Gary Harris on Denver. And, Torrey Craig when they were playing Denver in the playoffs. He just wants to show that he's the best guy on the floor. And by the way, he was. Oh, my gosh. He was the best player on the floor tonight. No question. Oh, my goodness. But what was so exciting about tonight is he wasn't just trying to split the double team or blow by around them or, just take a long pull-up 3 over top. He was finding the open man. Like, go watch the game multiple times. He found the open man and it created open shots within the offense. Because what happens is if they double team you and you find the right guy, especially when Donovan Mitchell is near half court like that, that is a lot of open court that the other three defenders have to defend. I mean, basically at that point, you're at a mini transition 4-on-3. And if Donovan Mitchell's making the right read, that means someone's open. Or if you at least make the correct pass, you can bend the defense to find open shots. And boy, did he do that. And it was impressive. Let's just take a glance at the stat line. I don't even care because he was incredible. But 27 points for Donovan Mitchell, 5 assists, 3 steals tonight. 3 steals! That 2 steal. You know what? Let's look at it. Let's look and see. The one nice thing about NBA.com is I believe they update live. I'm not completely sure. But right now, Donovan Mitchell, this season, 1.5 steals per game. It doesn't look like it's updated. He might get up to 2. Right now, he's at a career high steals per game. I'm rooting for that to get up to like 2 because that's going to be amazing. Anyways, Donovan Mitchell, I can't say enough about how impressive he was tonight and the things he was doing. His ability to find the open man, get the right shot, and then also just the shot making. He was 11 for 20 from the field, 5 for 11 from 3. So that's 55-45. And he didn't actually take a free throw tonight. That's actually interesting. But 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 stolen heart from me. He was incredible tonight, guys. He deserves all the credit for the nice win tonight because it was just smooth. It was Chris Paul-esque stuff. It was just everything you could want. I honestly cannot. I mean, I'm gushing. It was amazing. Rudy Gobert looks solid tonight. 9 points, 14 rebounds. I think the foul trouble, that's one of the things that I'll never understand with Quinn is pulling Rudy Gobert with 3 fouls. I mean, because here's the thing. Rudy Gobert ends the game 24 minutes. So you just kind of ensured that he doesn't play. I just don't agree with Quinn on the pulling people with 3 fouls. It never makes sense to me. Because here's the thing. And we'll just talk about this for just a second. But with foul trouble, the reason you pull people when they have 3 fouls is to try to save them, right? To make sure that they can like come in and then play at 100% and not play tentative and things like that and be on the floor as long as possible. Well, when you pull people off the floor, you ensure that they're not going to play enough minutes. You, instead of like letting the player try to figure it out, you basically just ensure that they're not going to impact the game. You know what I mean? So you're pulling the player off the floor to protect them so that they don't, have a lesser impact because of foul trouble. But by pulling them, you ensured that. Now, Furby Jr., let's see, did someone say Jordan Besserell, Whiteside played the same minutes as Rudy? Yes. And that's a good point. That is the luxury the Jazz have this year is Hassan Whiteside, who, by the way, I love Hassan Whiteside so much. Everyone in the comments, let me know how much you love Hassan Whiteside because I love that guy. Freaking love that guy. What a pickup. That's the luxury is that Rudy Gobert can go into foul trouble and you can bring in Hassan Whiteside. And there hasn't really been a drop-off. He's been fantastic. Honestly, so impressive, Hassan Whiteside. He has been so great. And so that's the nice thing. Last year, this used to drive me more crazy because you'd pull him off and then Derek Favors, who was just hampered by injury, it seemed like all season long, would just get torched, So this year you have Rudy Gobert sit with foul trouble, which, still bugs me, still should not do it. But you bring in Whiteside and it's great. So it's fantastic. It's great. By the way, let's just give a little bit of flowers to Hassan Whiteside tonight. 3 for 4 from the field, 8 points, 8 rebounds, and he just brings like nasty, He's staring down guys. He's physical. He doesn't mind kicking a loose ball so that bugs some other player to get under their skin. I love it. I love that guy. He is in scrums. He is not afraid of anyone. He's bigger than everyone. I love Hassan Whiteside. It's been fantastic. And plus he's got like this awesome personality. He's like fun to root for. He's like, it's hard not to love the great sideline celebration guys. They're just the best. And Hassan is great. He's been fantastic. I really hope he's on the Jazz next year as well because he's been great. He is so great. Boyan Bogdanovic again has another consistent night. I got to give credit. No one's been more critical of him than me, but this is like 3 nights in a row where Boyan's been just very solid. 2-point was just 38% tonight, but he was 40% from 3. He was perfect from the line, 6 for 6 with an assist, a rebound, and he's just been playing solid defense too. He at times looked like a real liability, but that's turned around. The guy is playing really well. These last 3 games from Boyan are awesome. He has shut the hoops nerd up. All right? He absolutely has. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about something that's a little troubling to me. Besides the fact that Jared Butler got sent to the Stars only to get pulled back. That was weird. But Joe Ingles in 21 minutes again, and we've talked about this, and it's 1 for 3 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, so that he scored 2 points for the Jazz. Tonight, 1 assist for Joe. The thing about that 1 assist is one thing I'm noticing with Joe, and watch him play right now, and I personally am worried that he's just out of shape, or tired from Olympics, whatever you want to call it. He looks a little like he's filling that uniform up a lot. But anyways, what's making me nervous is when he's running the pick and roll. So, Rudy sets the screen or Hassan sets the screen and they start rolling to the rim. He's just kind of handing it off right at the beginning of the pick and roll. Like he's making that pocket pass way early and he's doing it every single time. And so Rudy's getting the ball at like the free throw line, or Hassan Whiteside happened to him too. And multiple times it didn't work. They're getting the ball at like the free throw line and being expected to like maneuver through like multiple bigs because the guy guarding Joe Ingles just drops back. And so Hassan and Rudy are having to like go against a double team. Normally we're used to Joe Ingles going to the rim and he does his like patented fake and he either passes it to the guy or lays it up. He's not driving to the rim. And he hasn't been doing it for like a couple weeks. So I don't know what's the deal. Is he out of shape? Is he injured? Is he old and washed? I don't know. But it's something to watch right now, and it's not really going well. Like the thing that's nice for Joe and that keeps him effective is he is a very good shooter. So him being in the corner is still very effective. It just is. He's shooting, like for this season, he's still like at a 45% clip, give or take. And so, that's still very valuable. But I think that we need to start being careful about having the ball in Joe Ingles' hands and running multiple pick and rolls because he's just not running them well. It's not going well. There's no other way to say it. It's going bad. So that needs to stop. So he needs to either be kind of doing corner 3 shooting and then running off when the guy comes at him and finding the right pass or whatever. But otherwise, running the pick and roll right now is not working. It's just going very badly. Let's see. Is there anything else? I don't know if we mentioned. Eric Paschall is amazing too, by the way. Guys, that was like a secretly really good pickup for the Jazz. Tonight, Eric Paschall, 7 points, 5 rebounds. He actually was 1 for 2 from three. That's nice to see, but 3 for 4 from the field from 2. I love when he drives to the hoop, and his athleticism is impressive because he's a big dude. That guy is like, I don't know. I'm excited about what we're seeing from him. And I tell you what, when Rudy Gay comes back, there's a little bit of me that wonders who's going to lose the minutes. And I think Joe Ingles is going to lose some of those minutes. I really, I savored tonight the 56 seconds that Jared Butler was on the floor. And I think that, we've talked about this. Like, can you develop Jared Butler to the point where he could possibly be that playmaker off the bench? In my perfect world, yes. I don't know. Quinn believes in him. Who does Quinn believe in? I don't know. But obviously that's not happening right now. So at some point, Rudy Gay's coming back, and my guess is Quinn's going to give him a lot of minutes. But I really hope we don't lose out on Eric Paschall minutes and have a lot of Joe Ingles doing what he did tonight. 21 minutes, 2 points, a -1 in a game the Jazz won by 12. So not great. Not great, Bob. Let's see. Let's see. DNT. Do not foul the jump shooter. Love Joe. He needs to play 15 minutes a game. Yeah, I think that's the max. I agree, if at all. Ezekiel Raisibe. Honestly, they need to rest Joe or something. Get him a Peloton. Let's see. Conley career high field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage so far. What a trooper. Yes, we should always make sure we talk about Mike Conley because he is fantastic. Just a quick look at his line. 4 for 9, 2 for 6, 6 assists, 12 points. Just solid Mike Conley night. And really the goal with Mike Conley is just keep him healthy. Nice game from Paschall. Yes. Amen. DNTF. Yep. Anyone better than Simmons right now? Let's see. Royce is playing the best of his career this year. Jordan. Yeah. Oh, we forgot to talk about Royce. Okay. Thank you guys. This is why you guys are the best. You guys are smarter than me. That's why Jordan's the GOAT. Jordan best roll. Royce O'Neal is having a career year. Royce O'Neal is having a career year. All right. I don't have the numbers exactly. I wrote about this in the game thread. Royce O'Neal shot like 58% from the field on 2-pointers last year, and it was a career high. Royce had a great year last year. He had a career high. Actually, it looks like they might have updated the stats. Let's see. Did they? Did they? We'll see. I don't think they did. On 2-point shot. Oh, no, I can't see here. So 2-point shots last year, Royce O'Neal shot 58.6% before tonight. You know what Royce O'Neal is shooting on 2-point shots right now before this game? 75%. And tonight, Royce O'Neal was 4 for 7 from the field. He was 1 for 4 from 3. So that means he missed 3 shots. That means he was 4 for 4 on 2-point shots because the 3 shots he missed were 3-point shots. So that 75% on 2-point shots just went up, probably to like 80%. He is a monster in transition. A monster. And when he is getting to the rim, he is making that shot. I mean, that's my favorite thing. Royce O'Neal might be my favorite player on the Jazz right now. You know when he gets that layup and he just is the hand? I mean, I love it. I love it. But he's making it at an incredible rate. And it's not just transition. You watch him on half-court offensive sets, and he is driving to the hoop with power and finishing strong. I mean, this is a guy that took a step. This is absolutely a leap for him. He's one of the best role players in the league right now. You know, and the 3-point shot is getting better. Tonight 1 for 4, but he was like 3 for 4 last game. He is absolutely taking a leap. You want to know another interesting stat from Royce O'Neal? And this is just off the top of my head, the hoops nerd. But last season, Royce O'Neal, career high in steals. Do you know how much it was? You can go to Basketball Reference and look if you're fast. 0.8 steals per game before tonight. Or, well, last season. That was what he was doing last season. Steals per game, Royce O'Neal. You know how many he was averaging coming into tonight? And most of his things was like 0.7 1 year, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.8, whatever. That was what his steals per game. You know what he was doing coming into tonight? 2 steals per game. He more than doubled his steals production so far this season. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And part of what I think has happened with Royce O'Neal this year is the confidence is just through the roof. I mean, honestly, I think what happened in that playoff series last year, if you go watch one of the, I can't remember which one it was, he had that moment where he hesitated with the ball, you know, hesitated on a jump shot, hesitated on driving to the rim, and he had to come to Jesus moment. And guess what? Jesus saves. And Royce O'Neal is a new player now. He is fantastic. And so guess what? When he has the ball, he is not playing indecisively. He knows what to do. And he is driving to the rim. He is, when he gets what I love, honestly, what I really love, and I don't even care what a 3-point percentage is right now. When he gets the open three, he just takes it. There is no question. He just pulls up, fires. It's amazing. It's amazing. And the same goes on drives. The same goes in transition. I love it. He's one of the best transition players in the league right now, honestly. And just in terms of role players, who's better in their starting units? In terms of a guy that plays, and the thing that I love is he just moves the ball. I mean, he is just, I love Royce O'Neal. I can't get over how much Royce O'Neal is playing so good. He is playing so good. Every team needs a Royce O'Neal who wants to go far in the playoffs and in the regular season. So, I don't know. Royce O'Neal deserves all the credit. He deserves all the love. He has been amazing. If he can keep this up, he is like all defensive team. He is, one of the core pieces of this team that makes it go far. I mean, he's one of those guys, like the way he's playing right now makes you confident to make some sort of trade at trade deadline for someone else who's like falling off, I love it. I couldn't be more happy. I do think that the Jazz need to look at having another wing defender next to Royce because you don't want to wear Royce out. I think the wing defense is something to definitely watch. I mean, tonight's a great example. Kevin Huerter goes off like crazy. 28 points, 6 for 9 from 3, 11 for 18 from the field. You've got to have someone else that can lock onto those guys, not just Royce. That's why, and you should go to slcdunk.com and look at that trade article. There's some options. That's why I think someone like Marcus Smart might be someone you look at trying to go get, or someone like that. Someone who can lock onto like the perimeter and be a great perimeter defender. That would be something I would be excited about. Anyways, really nice night from the Jazz. Nice to see them really bounce back and show and just really play well. So nice night from the Jazz. All right, let's give a shout out to our All-Stars. These are the guys that make the team, that help the team get to the playoffs and beyond. Let's give a shout out to Jordan Besserell, the GOAT, Ryan Perry, the legend, Baby Elliott Matson, Joshua Hansen, the Danish Destroyer, and one Anton Warren, Ezekiel Rice-Sibe, the man from down under, JT Buckets Wardell, Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire, Eric C., the C stands for champion, Donald Schooley, schooling all of us, DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, mi amigo de abajo, Lee Christensen driving the lane, just in time, Justin Ty H, Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur, Robert Hall of Fame, and DW Jazz going all the way. Guys, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. If you're on the SLC Dunk podcast, make sure that you rate and review. I would appreciate it. Tell your friends about it. If you haven't already, joined the channel to support it. I would appreciate it. It makes me very happy, and it helps me do this show. And if you can't do that, that's also fine. Just make sure that you like and subscribe and share it with somebody who might be interested. You might have a friend who wants to become a hoops nerd. So let them